Hello, my name is Caleb Sineker, and I'm your NDP candidate here in Eglinton-Lawrence. And this little guy, this is Oliver. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to get to know each other because Prime Minister Trudeau called a snap election in the middle of a pandemic that is still raging on. It seems the powerful people want to put you at risk to gain even more power. Personally, I would prefer to keep you safe, which means for now, keeping my distance as much as possible. But thankfully, we have the power of the internet to bring us together and get to know each other. Throughout the pandemic, I watched friends lose jobs, many of my customers become homeless, and others suffer illness and pain because they lacked access to adequate health care. I watched in horror as we continued to do nothing, as graves which Indigenous communities have always told us were there continuously are still being uncovered. I was devastated as I watched large portions of our country burn to the ground because climate change is another emergency, a real emergency, that our government doesn't seem to be taking seriously. I emailed and called representative after representative demanding action to keep my neighbors alive and provide Indigenous communities with the resources that have been kept from them for decades. I demanded action to make our lives affordable. I asked for pharmacare, accessible childcare, and affordable housing solutions. I watched my friends and coworkers move back in with their parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, anybody, because they could no longer afford food and rent and the medicine that they need to survive. But every response I received seemed to be the same. Oh, thank you so much for letting us know. Your concerns are very important to us. In fact, we're even considering a survey that might just impact those issues you mentioned. A survey. Even when I was greeted with the most enthusiastic response and voice on the other side, it was still the same script. I've worked in customer service since I was 14 years old. I know when someone's trying to get rid of me. So I got mad. I got angry. I knew then that I could no longer accept the way that things are. I had to do what I could to bring progressive change to our city and to our communities. Instead, it inspired me to not only be part of the conversation, but motivated me to be part of the action that I was pleading for. I want to offer the things that I did not receive from my representatives. A listening ear and progressive change. When Trudeau called a snap election and a working minority government with an approved budget, mandate, and throne speech, I got angrier, even after all that. But maybe there's a silver lining. It's time this country had different leaders making different choices. We can choose those leaders together. We have a vote, we have a voice. I'm very passionate about the NDP platform and the ways we can build communities where we all thrive. But I'm even more passionate about representative politics. I strongly believe that every riding should have a strong voice in Ottawa. Not Ottawa's voice in your riding, because Ottawa doesn't know what you need. You do. Eglinton-Lawrence does not. It deserves so much more than another tenured politician collecting a paycheck. So please, join me. Let's build a brighter today and a better tomorrow. As Jack Layton said, my friends, Love is better than anger. Hope is better than fear. Optimism is better than despair. So let us be loving, hopeful, and optimistic, and we will change the world. So let's have hope. Let's build on our community that exists and move towards the kind of change that allows each and every one of us to thrive. And let's start here in Eglinton-Lawrence. I promise you, I'm listening.